Welcome into game one. Mojito versus Shotburger here in TDM7. We are starting out on Akare. It is the Teutons for Mojito versus the Magyars for Shotburger. Now, I will say, also, worth noting, both players have gotten their castles. That's always a good first start. Also shooting the walls immediately, but not starting with the petards is Shotburger, so not quite the perfect start like Mojito has brewing over here. I will say, I have long said, somewhat baselessly, that I do like the Magyars on this map. I think they're probably better in a couple other places in this map draft, but I do actually like the Magyars on Akare generally. Teutons is an interesting pick. They do have SO, which is the meta here. But, I mean, KP boys are great. Don't get me wrong. I love a good KP boy. Not necessarily the unit I think of for a map where you start with two castles. But you know what? Maybe they can make it work. They do body at least all of this melee cavalry that Shotburger is opening with. Kind of late on the archery ranges, but they are coming up now. Well, some of them are. So Magyars, they only have the one composition long term. It's Cav Archer, Magyar Hussar, and then some siege behind. That's basically it. They mix in Paladin. They can mix in Halb depending on the matchup. Not this matchup, but some matchups. But that's mostly what it is. Teutons, well, let's see. They should do all right here. There's very few Cav Archers on the field. So the Teutons will dominate the melee fight. Behind this, we do have siege workshops coming up, but no siege in the works yet. Teutons are indeed dominating. We've got Magyar Scorpions coming out. I guess they are fully upgraded. Mojito decides to back up. I guess he wouldn't have denied the castle, so that's smart. Capes are always good? True. They win you style points, which Mojito is in desperate need of this set after banning the Dravidians. So this is a good first start. Yeah, another SO Civ for Mojito. After saying that all my homies hate SO Civs, he drafted both of them. The only two SOs... no, Ethiopians are in there too. But he did draft two of them. Both players getting geared up. Theoretically, the Magyars have good options to snipe siege with the Magyar Hussar. It gets bonus damage against siege, but it's tough to pull off sometimes. Magyar Hussar dives through. They will snipe most of the SO, and they can even take the trebuchets here. Scorpion Cav Archer Ball. I feel like my capture rate is lagging a little bit, which is weird to lag on the rack and not the live set, but it is what it is. I also feel like the game audio is very loud, but it might just be because I still have my earbuds in. Let me know. Both players taking strong positions. Shotburger is doing the classic naked monastery in the north. And SO are finding good value in the middle for Mojito. Big shots. Oof. Massive shots. Where are the 40 Magyar Hussar for Shotburger? He is going to deny a TC in the back. Where are the 40 Magyar Hussar? Okay, they don't have waypoints, so they're sitting by the castles. Made that fight a little bit more awkward than it needed to be, maybe. They charge out now, though. 60 Magyar Hussar, charge forth. Not much on the field for Mojito right now, so all the siege is going to go down. Mitchie player without waypoints? True. A lot of siege down for Mojito. Military is coming into the fold, though. Mojito thinking about the north. Even the Teutons, I think, will arrive before this one villager castle completes, so he might be able to deny everything up there. More big fights, though. The Crenellation Castle with the extra range from the Teutons actually providing some good value here. Jotaburger dives through. I'd love a couple castles in the eco here for Mojito, because the eco's pretty wide open in the back once you get through the front. Still trading blows here. Castle was denied, so Mojito's going to start yoinking relics, and of course Mojito knows to bring them back to the base. Clearing up the raids, mostly painlessly. Mojito might lose a couple villagers here, but it's not too bad. Another fight in the middle. Only one trebuchet for Shotaburger, so the Teuton Castle is not going down very quickly. Scorpions behind, but there's not enough of them. We're going Skirmisher. Magyar Skirmisher against the Teutons. Oh boy, I don't know about that one, Shotaburger. What Michi player goes Skirmishers? What is this? Jotaburger retakes the north. He's going to complete the castle. Mojito does not get away with the relic. Goes for a castle now, but it might be too late. Cav Archer circling in. Mojito pushing in the middle, though. Has 3 trebuchets on this castle and a big death ball here as well. Cav Archers were patrolled in. Oh, they could have found so much value here. Cannon Galleon's actually finding more rating value than all of these Cav Archers. Do these castles get crenellations? I actually have no idea. No, they don't. That's interesting. Shotaburger notices, but just too late to deny the castle. Cav Archers can still roll through and cause some havoc back here, but loses the castle at the front. True, it's an Inca castle, so of course it wouldn't get crenellations. Shotaburger kind of needs to figure out how to stop this push, though. Like, the relics are great. This rating damage is great. 35 Vil kills now for Shotaburger. Mojito kind of tapped out on production. Is focused on trying to micro at the front, maybe. Is taking a really good fight at the front, to be fair. The Skirmishers, I guess they're killing some Halb, but not really the unit you want against Teuton SO. More Magyar Hussar, though. The Halbs kind of wandered off for Mojito, so the Hussar could come good. Those are good shots, though. Even doming Magyar Hussar with bombard cannons here is Mojito. Shotaburger is losing a lot of the base. Still has some annoying Cav Archers alive in the back. Mojito down to 68 villagers. One too many or one too few, depending on how old you are. No food income whatsoever. I saw farms placed down, but who's building these farms? I think these guys maybe missed the memo that they are supposed to be building farms. Okay, Mojito's going to get some down here at least. Push continues. Inca Castle on the hill might be saved by the Magyar Hussar. Skirmishers, unfortunately, are putting in work behind this against the Halb. And they do save that castle. Why is Shotaburger making skirms? He's got 5,000 gold. Just make Cav Archers, bro. I promise it's fine. I like Skirmishers, don't get me wrong. I like Skirmishers more than probably anyone else in the DM scene, but I think we can just make Magyar Cav Archers here and be okay with it. Bombard cannons left out to dry. Where's the army for Mojito? There's nothing left. Teutonic Knights chasing down Cav Archers. But that's the only military on the field for Mojito. Mojito says keep forgetting you can't spam farms and have vills auto go onto them. Well, I'm not 100% sure what you mean. You can, kind of. It depends, I guess, how you do it. It depends how you do it, I suppose. Schottaburger up to 145 villagers. Maybe a bit of an overboom. But Mojito tapped out at 77 now. Really good map control for Schottaburger. He has 4 of the relics. This one remains halfway home for Mojito. And both players just kind of chilling out. This is great for Mojito. He had 0 military on the field. I guess Schottaburger didn't have the siege, so couldn't push through the Teuton castles, though. Where are these cannon galleons? Oh, we're banking up all the cannon galleons in the dock first. Okay, Mojito yoinks the 1 relic. That's good. Needs to start expanding up here towards the gold and the stone, especially without relic control. The issue... Alright, since we have a lull, I can complain about this monastery for a hot second. The reason a monastery up here is good is that you get all the relics super fast. The monasteries right here, you just go boop, 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 boop. It's easy to queue them all up. You get all the relics. The bad thing is that Mojito just has to push up here with anything. And suddenly Mojito has all the relics for free. Because there's not going to be a military up here for Schottaburger, probably. So he can just doink down the castle, doink down the monastery. Suddenly all the relics are there for him to nab. Whereas if you bring them back here, like Mojito, it takes longer. It's a little bit more APM intensive, I guess. But you have them forever. Okay, Schottaburger is taking a trip around the world with his army. Where are these guys going? We're securing the gold, maybe. Okay. Castle race in the north, but Schottaburger is cheating with cannon galleons. He is still going to lose the castle race, but will, I guess, be able to take the castle, right? Or no? Yes, they have 1 more range than the castle, okay. I was going to say, wait a minute. Castle does complete. Some paladins show up here. Might be able to save the castle, and they do for the time being, at least. The sneaky army in the south has made their way all the way around town into Mojito's eco, but I love this castle here for Mojito. Obviously won't immediately stop this from doing damage, but that monk was, I guess, baiting castle fire. Mojito pushing in the middle again. And there's no military here for Schottaburger. There's not much military on the field for Schottaburger, it's got to be said. Really needs to delete some eco, I think, ideally. Also, just like maybe delete all these skirmishers. Although, they could have killed that TC. If they kept fighting there, they would have killed that TC. So, you know, it's okay. Couple Magyar Hussar roll out, actually snipe a siege onager, which is very annoying. Cannon galleon still alive in the north. Villagers die as well, so I think Schottaburger is going to take control here. Don't know if Mojito has noticed this yet, is an issue. Going to lose a lot of farming eco here. But who needs farms when you are pushing down the middle? Halbs again, getting a little bit too far away from the siege. So this might be the end of the push for Mojito for the time being. Maybe not. Shrubs are still alive. Mojito goes for the forward castle. I like that. Though it is in range of the cannon galleons, so Mojito might have to think about... Do you even go onto water as the Teutons? It's not the worst dock tech tree I've ever seen. Maybe the skirms will kill this TC. Okay, we're going to move on. Quick walls. come in for Mojito. Very nicely done. Reb's still alive, by the way. Only green had a unit that cost wood and gold. That's better than a skirm. There's no siege onagers left for Mojito, so a couple of cav archers would completely clear Mojito's entire army without any issue whatsoever. We do queue up 15 of them, but unfortunately a lot of them are behind skirmishers. Cannon galleons on the water. Are very quick in comparison to the Teuton infantry, but still finding some value here is Mojito. Skirmishers were cleared up finally. These two Trebs continue to just ransack Schotterberger's eco. He lost one of his starting castles. More archery ranges. Please be for cav archers. Okay, we're producing some cav archers now. That's great. We love to see that. Castle falls for Mojito as well due to the cannon galleons, though. 10k gold and make skirms. How's a Michi player this hamster? True. He just doesn't want to make cav archers, man. He's making paladin. I mean, I guess cav archers aren't meta on Michi either, but I feel like with the Magyars they still are. Teuton Castle putting in work. Cannon galleons do eventually find themselves safe. Paladin for both now. The Teuton Paladin is actually better. It's slower, but it's better in a straight up fight. Mojito can start raiding. I think Mojito's won this. Schotterberger chose the Magyars and refused to make the unit that you choose Magyars for. He's still making skirmishers. Skirmishers are OP, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if this is when you need them. I don't know if the Paladin raids will be stopped by the skirmishers. I'm gonna be honest. I think maybe they will not be stopped by the skirmishers. Really good raids for Mojito. The Treb's still alive. There are raids here for Schotterberger too, though. Dives underneath the Teuton castles. Who cares? Mojito notices and garrisons, but still losing villagers. But, I mean, there's death everywhere I look in Schotterberger's economy. Isn't Teuton's a siege powerhouse? Yeah, Mojito did a really great job with the siege early on. I don't know why he stopped making SO. He could have continued, but this army is doing fine as well. Finally, the Trebs are cleared up, I suppose. So maybe Schotterberger can actually get his feet underneath them. This game has devolved into chaos, it's got to be said. There's a lot of different places to look all at the same time for these players. Never have I ever wished I had Capture Age Pro more than right now. This castle must have killed so many units, actually. This is maybe the only time I've ever actually wanted Capture Age Pro. It's got to be at almost 100 by now. Schotterberger just keeps throwing units into it. Couple cav archers, but not quite enough. The Teuton Paladin continue to put in really good work. Trebuchets going a little bit too far forward here for Mojito. The Navy is actually providing so much value for Schotterberger. He might AI down this castle with just units and no siege whatsoever. I think he will. I think he is going to. Mojito needs units. He's got 11 military on the field to 111. Having 100 fewer military on the field is not good. I kind of thought Mojito had this wrapped up when the raids were coming in. The eco is still a travesty for Shadaburger, but he finally spent all of those resources he'd been hoarding the whole game. And Mojito doesn't have an answer for it, just can't produce fast enough. The castle falls to straight up cavalry, skirmisher, and cav archers. The eco is still good for Mojito, but where's the military? He's taking stone in the middle, that's good. The food at eco is really bad for Mojito, so I guess he wants to queue up. I mean, most of what you make with the Teutons costs food, I guess, besides the siege. Does Mojito have a market? He does. Market prices are actually quite bad if you're trying to buy food. Man. Is Shadaburger going to win this? He still only has 65 vills. He's not technically AIing down this castle because he does have cannon galleons. Mojito calls the GG. Man. He was in such a good spot as well. He was in a... The raids were so good for Mojito in here. But he wasn't ready for Shadaburger to have thousands of resources banked up over the course of the game. This is the power of the skirmisher. This is the power of the skirmisher. You spam skirms for the first 20 minutes. They don't do a lot, but they prolong the game while you're banking res. And then suddenly you have like 20k res to pump into military all at once. Really good game, very good game. Definitely a really good... This was a great Acre game. Really good. Welcome in. Game 2, Mojito versus Shadaburger. We are here on Hyper Random. We start with a castle. Okay. And we also start with an Elite Mangadai. It is the Bohemians for Shadaburger, and it is the Japanese for Mojito. Interesting hyper random generation. We also start with a farm. That's nice. It's sort of like a... Oh. Can you use the castle? Oh. It's a fake castle. Okay, good to know. So you can't make anything from the castle. It is simply a big tower. And I guess it does give you population space. So that's still nice. Japanese versus Bohemians is an interesting matchup, by the way. As I'll keep looking around the map. There are some oysters here. It reminds me a little bit of Mirkwood, the map. But not quite as much water on the outside. Lots of ores, top and bottom, which is way better for Shadaburger. It's actually quite a bad map, I think, for Mojito long term. Also, Japanese probably won't be able to rush super effectively because of the defensive castle, right? So, pretty good generation, I think, for Shadaburger. He's opening skirmishers. Are you sure Shadaburger is a Michi player? Are you sure? Are you sure this is a Michi player? He's opening skirmishers again. Bohemians normally in DM would go Halb, Hofnitza, Hussite Wagon. You can add in hand cannons. Sometimes you add in champions. Probably not in this matchup in particular. I think hand cannons are a terrible idea because they get butchered by the Japanese cav archers. The Elite Mangadai is still alive here for Mojito, by the way. So he's got an extra little surprise in his army. Skirmisher's actually finding value here for Shadaburger, though, because it's just cav archers halbs so far for Mojito. Already getting the eco sorted is Mojito. I think maybe If I criticize anything for Mojito's starts, I think maybe a few more production buildings before going into the TCs. But I guess it's just one TC. And now he's getting the production buildings down, so maybe it's fine. I do that as well, by the way. I absolutely have fallen into... I've reached the point where I am comfortable enough playing DM that I've fallen into bad habits of not making enough production buildings. This is a dangerous push. The skirmishers actually are so good here. And they're killing everything. Skirmisher is OP. How many times do I have to say it? Skirmishers are OP. They're killing everything. I think probably samurai. I actually don't quite know what I would make here as the Japanese. I mean, onagers are good. Yeah, maybe just stick on Cav Archer and just make onagers to deal with the skirmishers. It's probably fine. Defensive castle will go down. Maybe not go down for Mojito. Trying to dodge with the Hofnitsa. Doesn't work out. Nice expansion for Mojito. This TC is not on very many resources, but it's fine. Shadaburger is taking good advantage of the better spawn and all of this gold available to him. Actually, it's such a bad map for Mojito, no? I feel like this map is worse for Mojito than Kellar's map was when he called the Re. Am I crazy in saying that? I feel like this is a worse map for Mojito. Castle remains standing, but barely. Got the Peruto Trebs. Doming the Scorpions nicely, but they are dying to the Hofnitsa. Even doming the Hussite wagon. It's actually a really good job here by Mojito using the trebuchets defensively like this. But the Hofnitsa continue onward. They are going to kill the trebuchets. Mojito hates onagers, but he has to make them against the skirmishers. It's so sad. He had been to the Michi tournament. Yeah, he did. He has 50 skirmishers on the field again. He loves skirmishers. Mojito's dead. The Japanese just lost to skirmishers. Shadaburger is never going to make anything but skirmishers anymore. He's had way too much positive reinforcement the past two games. Absolutely destroying his mental view of skirmishers in DM forever. This might be the start of this could be just what Mojito needs to start the reverse sweep. Welcome in game 3, Mojito versus Shadaburger. We are here on Terrace. It is the Huns for Mojito. It is the Ethiopians for Shadaburger. Not a bad civ long term against the Huns, but they are so slow. They're so slow, man. One villager dead already, and it's just the opening scout. This is going to be 2, maybe? Maybe not. Camel saves that villager. How's the start looking for Mojito? So far, so good. Only 4 stables. 6 archery ranges, though. Quite a few barracks, actually. Which I don't think you ever need barrack. Well, Ethiopians probably open camel. But I think you just go Cav Archers against that. But I understand. I see the vision. And maybe Mojito is correct and I'm not. Very early town center as well for Shadaburger. Not even a chicken castle. I think this should be a disaster for Shadaburger. It's a slow civ against one of the fastest, if not the fastest, civ in DM. Mojito flooding in the Paladin. Gets another Vil kill. That's 4 now for Mojito. Still no castles for Shadaburger. One placed down, but it's so far away. Another villager dies at the front. Another villager dies at the back. Huns are Huns. Where's our friend Huns are Huns? This is a perfect game for them to watch. Another vill might be sniped here. Camel save another villager, but for how long? I think Mojito's hunting for this one. That's now... Ooh, the paladin. There we go. Kill them both. There we go. 7 villagers down for Shadaburger. Camel, Halb, Scorpion, like it's a good composition long term, but again, I don't know if we're gonna reach long term here. Only 6 villagers for Shadaburger. Does complete the second TC, so that's good. And is starting to get good clear ups on the paladin. Mojito taking this time to get middle control, castle on the big middle hill. Lots of TCs behind for Mojito as well. Lots of TCs behind. I like that a lot. So it's not an all-in by Mojito. It's a big rush into gaining map position, into having a strong mid game, which I like on Terrace rather quite a lot. Cav archers are here. There are scorpions in here. I'd prefer SO. SO on the way now. Siege Rams coming in for Mojito. Getting nice raids here as Mojito still kills villagers underneath the TC, kills Vills up here on the castle. It's now 13-0 Eco KD in Mojito's favor. Trebs are arriving forward, but not too much other military to support for Mojito. Qs are running a little empty for Mojito. Does hit the market heavily. This is like me using the market. Sold 1,000 stone even. I approve. I approve massively. Ram's going down. Maybe, I mean, we're still losing vills. 18 villager kills now for Mojito. He's butchering vills back here. Still killing vills up in here. The expansion is going nicely for Shadaburger. And I do still think if the Ethiopians survive, they have good military options against the Huns. To be fair, it's a lot of idle TC time for Mojito. He doesn't have the greatest economy behind this, but Paladin run in, Rams run in, Siege is going down for Shadaburger. There's still some Paladin in the eco. Rams have arrived at the front of the base and are starting to tear down production buildings nicely. Cav Archer mass is looking okay. They can kill everything here but the siege, and there's not that much siege on the map. So let's be careful though, does Mojito. He's in a great spot. Has to make sure he doesn't throw away too much military, though. Rams are slowly getting whittled down. Paladin run in again, though. There's no more Halb on the field for Shadaburger. I don't know why. The barracks are still up. Making Hussar. Ethiopian Hussar. Oof. I think Mojito has this one. I think he's got this one. Shadaburger expanded well, but hasn't really fortified the expansion. So even though there's TCs and stuff out here, there's nothing to defend them. So if the castles start to fall, it's going to be real bad news. Nothing in queue for Mojito, though. It's a little concerning. Shadaburger has queued back up a bunch of stuff. Skirmishers, uh-oh. Skirmishers are the win con for Shadaburger. We know this by now. This is the danger zone now for Mojito. Still in a great spot, though. Forward castle. That's a get out of my game castle for Mojito if I have ever seen one. And yeah, still killing a bunch of vills. Still killing a bunch of vills. 30-0 Eco KD and counting in Mojito's favor. Rebs taking down castles. Cav Archers trying to take down the castle. They saw Shadaburger do it in game 1. but they cannot do it here in game 3. Castle denied for Mojito forward for now, so the skirmishers actually are going to do work again because there's only 3 paladin on the field. Everything else is a cav archer or a halb. There was a pause in there as well, I suppose. Skirmishers, the counter to Mojito. How many sets do you still have left to play Mojito? All of your opponents will make skirmishers after this one, I'm sorry to say. Or maybe I'm happy to say. This was your last one? Okay. You don't need to worry about it then. But, I say that jokingly, but unironically, skirmishers do so much work against me. Every time they're made against me, it's a big pain in the butt for me to figure out how to deal with them. It just doesn't seem to work out, ever, the way that I think it will. So, trust me when I say I understand it, but the skirmishers are putting in the work against Mojito this set. Unless Goldie plays. Yeah. I think a lot of divisions are in that sort of like, they're probably done, but they're still maybe waiting on someone to show up. The GG is called. Mojito takes. Game 3 is on the board. The skirmishers were not good enough against the Tarkans. Oh, what a good unit for Mojito to make. The Tarkans put an end to Shadaburger's dreams of winning the entire set with skirmishers. The pause was lucky for you? Oh, because it gave you time to think about how to beat the skirmishers. True. Actually, kind of true. The skirmishers were putting in really good work until the Tarkan showed up. So welcome in game 4, Mojito versus Shadaburger. We are here on Watershed. It is the Spanish for Mojito. It is the Chinese for Shadaburger. Shot a burger. I feel like my mouth is starting to not be able to say his name. 2 of the best water civs in the game. Although, could find 2 villager kills here, Mojito might. And does. Really good early damage. Doesn't quite deny the first dock, but denies the rest of them. Really good job. 2 villager kills. And yeah, the light cav was just in defense. Of course, it is Spanish villagers, so the light cav, I don't know if the light cav can even kill a Spanish villager. Anyway, but we'll see. Paladin's now coming in. Lu Xuan's for Shadaburger. The issue with the Chinese here, they are a very good water civ. I think they are super, super top tier on Lagoon, for instance. Watershed is not Lagoon, right? Lagoon it's all water. It's all water or hybrid terrain. Watershed, you do have to make land military. And the Chinese have really bad land military as far as DM is concerned. Mojito a little bit housed here, but that's fine. A little bit of a messy start for Mojito as well. He's got a lot of villagers hanging out, but I think Mojito hates water maps, so he probably has not practiced this map very much. Also, just like nobody plays this map. I predicted at the beginning of this season that only 1 player below Div, I forget what I said, 10 or something, would pick Watershed. That hasn't quite been true, but it is definitely, I think, it's the least played map by a fair bit. So it's probably the map I've practiced the least as well, just because I knew, or I felt like I knew my opponents would never pick it. But sometimes your opponent does pick it. Okay, Mojito has a hotkey issue. It's probably something to do with the dock, I imagine. Both players really defensive with the navies. I will say, from my own experience in this tournament, Spanish elite cannon galleons absolutely crush Chinese Lushuans. And it's not particularly close. At least that was, again, my experience with them. We'll see. Nice castle for Mojito. Also, yeah, the Cannon Galleons can do fine against this as well. They are faster firing. Their projectiles are faster, and they basically have ballistics. They obliterate that castle foundation. This is maybe not the best place for the Hulks to be. Jammed up in there with the Halb and Lushuans. So not a terrible fight there for Shadaburger. Is he stuck here? Oh, he might actually have dock blocked himself in here. I know these two are... Well, maybe they aren't. I actually have no idea. I can't tell. These guys should be able to get around here, right? But maybe they can't. Spanish Paladin. Taking some good fights here. The Cannon Galleons move in. Maybe they will free the rest of Shadaburger's navy from their dock confines as they kill the docks. Redocking attempted by Shadaburger, but oof. The Cannon Galleons are crazy, actually, and they're just going to kill the dock real quick. It's actually been quite good for Burger, I feel like. The build has been quite good. Like, not taking fights with the Navy, but it's been pretty solid. Castles on the shoreline, I don't know if I would do that necessarily. Because if you ever lose water control, these things go down immediately. Without anything in front of the elite Cannon Galleons, the Lushuans maybe can take somewhat okay fights. The issue here for Shadaburger is he has one dock left, and that's it. I love the redocking thought, though. Really high-level play here to even think about redocking back down here. Mojito also, with the high-level play, had a Navy unit patrolling down there. So both players really, I feel like, high-level mental game here in this one. Okay, good value. Wait a minute. Amazing value here by the Carax. They get in super close to the Cannon Galleons. Kill quite a few of them. On land, this is the issue though, right? Spanish they have Paladin. They have Conks. They have not the best siege, but they have like bombard cannons at least. Chinese on land. They have bad rocket carts because they miss out on the range. They do have more attack, but the range is more important than the attack for rocket carts, I think. They have Chukanu, which is a good unit. But actually, Chukanu probably would be an amazing unit because Mojito will never make onagers. I think it should be like Chukanu, Halb, and then Siege for Shadaburger. Also, I was going to say a little bit late on the Dragon ships. Dragon ships are really strong for the Chinese, but there have been a lot of Carax for Mojito, so maybe you just don't make them. The push is halted, but the issue here, once you lose water against Spanish, is Spanish can just kill everything with Cannon Galleons from the water. Mojito might lose some trebs up here, but the Cannon Galleons can snipe all the siege, so the castles will never go down. Conks being annoying up top as well. Gotta sleep for real now? Thanks for dropping by, Frankie. I appreciate it. I'll see you around. Yeah, and it's the trickle of doom now for Shadaburger. The military is coming through, but it's coming through just to its death as everything gets domed by the Cannon Galleons. The champion switch also very smart here. Mojito has a ship down here. It's a Carax, so it doesn't actually deny the docks, but it notices the docks. So Mojito can theoretically mobilize down here to clear this up. Maybe he isn't going fast enough, though. If Shotterburger actually queues up these docks, could maybe win back water. There's not much on water for Mojito. Might feel like he's won. I don't know if he's noticed. He's probably noticed it. He sent the cannon galleon, right? Karak's still trading well versus the dragon ships. Castle falls for Burger. I don't know. It feels like Burger, I mean, he's out of wood also, but just feels like he doesn't really know what to make, which is a feeling I often have against the Spanish. I think you still have to make rocket carts, right? Force Mojito to actually make the bombard cannons and micro with them. They'll still do okay. If you can get a mass of rocket carts, they'll still do alright against this military. But, I don't know. It's tough. Spanish are Spanish. I know Huns are Huns, but I feel like Spanish are Spanish more than Huns are Huns sometimes. Shotterburger taps out. Mojito sets himself up for the reverse sweep. It's 2-all. Spanish just are too good, man. They are simply too good. This guy drafting Dravidians and then not playing them. Welcome in Game 5 decider match. Mojito versus Shotterburger. We are here on Thames. It is the Saracens for Mojito. It is the Burmese for Shotterburger. And oh boy, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a spicy meatball for Shotterburger. I actually have no idea. I guess you still just go elephants and pray, right? You go elephants and pray. That's kind of the only thing the Burmese can do. They have good infantry. But unfortunately, I think everything just... The question is, Mojito could pull a Lucky Charm special and not make SO here. It's very possible. Okay, Siege Workshops are down, though. Maybe Mojito makes the SO anyway. It is absolutely necessary in this matchup. You need Siege to kill the elephants. Like, camels and Mamelukes are okay, but I think you just need the Siege. Still more DM ELO than Nath. Yeah, the ELO system in DM is... I feel like largely it doesn't mean very much, because so much of it is based around TDM, and you're always playing people your own ELO, more or less, in TDM, right? So, like, my DM ELO is crazy high right now. Really good rush by Mojito, by the way. 6 villagers already killed by the camels. Shotterburger is going Heavy Scorpion, which is fully upgraded, I suppose, for the Burmese. Camels are sniping Scorpions, though. Really good rush by Mojito. Really, really good. Here come the elephants, though. And where's the siege? Okay, there we go. We queue it up now. I was getting nervous. SO, we're not in the queue. We were queuing Saracen Pikemen instead. I was getting nervous. SO on the way now, though. SO clears everything here, kind of. Depends on your micro, I guess, with the elephants. Mojito has an idea to fix the ELO. Okay. I like that. PC's now for Mojito. Making Mamelukes, is making Siege, it's also taking map control. Neither player is paying any attention to the Royal Albert Hall, which gives an extra 25 population space, end cap. Mojito's going to go up and snag it real quick with a camel. Taking a peek at what's brewing from his opponent with some pikemen. It's a pretty scary army for Schottenberger, but I feel like he needs to go. If you have an elephant civ, you need to, like, be on the move, right? You can't just sit back. Ooh, you really cannot respond to these raids with the elephants either, I don't think. Another villager goes down, though, denies the TC. Does Mojito. Really nice job there. Could find some more villagers back here as well. Is trying to get to this villager and does. That's another nice snipe. Castle on the hill for Schottenberger, but nothing in the all-important south, where most of the gold and stone on the map is. Schottenberger, he loves his Dutch monasteries. He's going to make another one in the north, although he did make one at home too. Maybe he's just going to produce the monks from here and then bring them back here. I think this could be a one-fight game, though. It kind of often is on Tames, really. At least at everything but the highest level. Here come the elephants. Siege is here, though. We're getting good shots. The Mamluks actually are doing quite well against the elephants, even. Yeah, it's so tough for the Burmese. It's really tough, man. Elephant's OP, but Mojito has what he needs. The Mamelukes are just... Ooh, that was a big friendly fire shot by Mojito. Mojito just killed more Mamelukes than I think Schottenberger has this entire game. It's fine, though. Now we're fighting underneath the castle. There are bombard cannons back here. That is what the Burmese should be making right now. Still kind of slowly taking control in the south. Mojito hits the market with the Saracens. That's always nice. Mojito is more of a marketer than I am. I feel like I have the reputation for being a marketer. Mojito has sold stone many times in this series. Even I usually don't do that. SO shots on the Scorpions are very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. Bombard cannons are full focus on the castle rather than the siege. And Mojito's, I mean, the numbers are pretty even, but I just don't see how the Burmese pull this off anymore. I think they needed to stampede with the elephants. And once that does not happen, well, we've got elephant raids. Kind of. Not finding that much value, though. Did kill some villagers, I suppose. Never sell stone. I needed it, alright? When I do it, I need it, alright? Sometimes you just need some gold, and it is what it is. Andy sold so much stone today, and he won. So don't tell me never. Every rule has one or two exceptions, true. And Andy sold thousands of stone in that Fez game. He absolutely did. Because he had all the stone in the north and none of the gold. So there you go. Now there's 3 exceptions. Yeah, I don't think the Burmese have what they need here. Schottenberger is going to be pushed off of his main gold even. I think that's his main gold. I guess it's not. His secondary gold. But was never able to expand out here into the neutral golds. Treb's here for Mojito now. Still has the Mameluke army. Camels as well, just in case. I guess it's mostly Hussar now for Berger, so the camels can put in good work. Castle falls. Mojito has control over the north and the south. That usually means good things on this map. 70 military to 18. It is the decider match. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think both these players, like, this could be quite relevant in this division. Even just this one game. So, Burger's going to hold on as long as he can. But I think Mojito has completed the reverse sweep. The GG is indeed called. Reverse sweep. Mojito takes the set. 3-2. Gets a good luck next from Burger. That's always nice. And another close victory for Mojito. Really nicely done. Exactly. Yeah, Mojito is the reverse sweep artist in this tournament. There've been a few, but he's pulled off a couple. If you want people to stay bad, tell them to make skirms and sell stone. Burger won 2 games with skirms, and he lost 2 games without skirms. Just throwing it out there. Skirmishers would have countered all this stuff. Look at everything on the screen right now. Skirmishers could beat all this. Well, I guess, kind of the camels. If you get enough skirmishers, they can beat the camels. Only learned how to play in Game 3 against Euphry. Realized SO and Ellie's just ain't it for you. I mean, is that true? I feel like you did really good work with SO in this series. I feel like you did really well with the SO in Game 1. You lost when you stopped making the SO. And the SO was really good in this game too. It cleared up all the Scorpions, which you didn't have a good answer to otherwise.